Hey YouTube, today I'm going to be discussing ways you can sleep better. Now, if you aren't taking action on the things in this video, there's really no point in watching it, so you can turn it off now. But if you're an action-taking person, then keep on watching. The first technique I do to sleep better throughout the night is wear sunglasses or blue light glasses. Sunglasses actually work a lot better because they block out more light, but blue light glasses also are okay. Another technique you can do to sleep better through the night is to avoid bright lights and screens at night. There's a way you can go in your settings on your iPhone and actually switch it to a red filter. So if you go to settings right now and then search color filters and then go to the red filter, turn it up to 100 and select that, your phone will go into a red mode at night. And the color red has been linked to being able to sleep better. So if you have to go on your phone, then at least turn it into that red mode. There's countless YouTube videos on that. The third technique I use to sleep better is I avoid caffeine after 12 p.m. noon. I actually really don't use any caffeine, but if you're going to use caffeine, if you're having it after 12 p.m. noon, then it's going to keep you up through the night, and your heart needs time and body needs time to settle down. And that's going to transition into my next technique, which is I don't do any physical activity or eat within 3 to 4 hours before bed. I would avoid eating and any physical activity, any really strenuous physical activities. And I would also try and refrain from eating after 10 p.m. Any kind of eating after 10 p.m. usually isn't going to be beneficial to your body. So I would just make that a rule. And it also helps to do relaxing activities in the evening that help the mind wind down, a couple of which are meditation. An easy meditation technique, if you're not very experienced in it, is 4-7-8 breathing. You do 4 seconds in with the inhale, hold that for 7 seconds, and then exhale for 8 seconds. And then you do that, repeat that 4 times. Do it 4 times total. It's a good meditation technique when you're in a pinch. And another relaxing thing you can do is take a bath and listen to a motivational audiobook or a relaxing story. You can also read a book in bed. And if you're going to read a book, it helps to read a book that isn't very heavy, where you're having to use your brain to memorize techniques and write things down. It's better to read a work of fiction where you can just let the information set in and absorb and enjoy the story rather than trying to take from the book. And another great way of getting yourself in a good sleeping habit is trying to go to bed at the same time every night and wake up at the same time every morning. And this is probably the most difficult one for me personally, just balancing work and external activities outside of work. But just try and make it as close as possible to going to bed at the same time and waking up at the same time. And some people like to use alarms in the morning, and if you're able to get to a point where you don't need an alarm, where you're just waking up, then that's the best place you can be. Because if you're setting an alarm every day, you're shooting yourself with cortisol. Every time that alarm goes off in the morning, your stress hormones are getting activated immediately. And it kind of sets your day off in not so great of a place. So if you're able to wake up without an alarm, then do that. It's what's natural. It's what our bodies are used to. Try to not use an alarm. That's all the sleeping techniques I can think of at the moment. For more, I'd highly recommend checking out the Joe Rogan podcast with Matthew Walker and reading Matthew Walker's book, Why We Sleep. I actually haven't read his book, but I've watched the podcast with Joe Rogan, and it's really great. It's where I've gotten most of the techniques I'm sharing with you today. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and good night.